Hello, Pocatello.
Hello, Pocatello.
Hello, Pocatello.
Hello, Pocatello. Welcome to Hello Pocatello, brought to you by Restyle Studios, where we highlight the people making a difference in our community. I'm your host, Keith Cook. Our next guest is Brooks Hale, president of Bannock Civitans.
Well, yeah, like you said, my name's Brooks. I am, if you can't tell by my accent, I'm an implant to the Pocatello area community. So I'm born and raised in North Carolina, moved here in 2021, but my heart has been in Pocatello for quite some time. I had a brother that moved here about 20 years ago, so I was coming here about once a year, just truly loved the ability to hike, the outdoorsy feeling that you get with Pocatello, and then over time I just grew close to that community feeling that's here. So it's been a great move for me, but no, I'm in real estate, so I work for Flying S Title and Escrow, and we do all of our title searches and escrow closings for real estate transactions that happen in our county. So
Nice. How long ago did you move here?
So in 2021, I moved here. It was like, I think it was November, late November. So right in what I was told was going to be a shock of winter for me, but it wasn't bad in 2021. It actually was a pretty dry winter that year. So I didn't get to experience a true Pocatello winter until the next year.
Kind of got lucky.
I got lucky, but I just blamed it on myself. Coming from North Carolina, I brought the heat with me, and we had a little bit of a relaxed winter when I moved here. But yeah, I mean, and also, I mean, I come from North Carolina, so I saw snow maybe every other year. So when I saw it, and even today, like even in 2025, I'm still feeling like, yes, I love seeing some snow. I don't like seeing it as late as we see it. You know, we get it in late April and early May, and I'm like, okay, we've had enough.
Hey, have you taken up any of the skiing?
No, so my wife was born and raised here, and that's long story short. That's kind of how I ended up moving here. I met her through my brother, coming and visiting here, and I met my wife some sort of way through that, and we dated for quite some time, living on opposite ends of the world. But the technology that we have nowadays definitely helped. But in time, we wanted to grow a little bit more stronger in our relationship, so I definitely decided to move here, and it's been an amazing thing. But no, she does not like to be outside in our winters. So I'm trying to convince her to go skiing or pick something up like that. But I know for a fact that I would enjoy it, but I haven't tried it yet.
Have you found Pocatello to be a good place to raise kids and
100%.
things like that compared to North Carolina?
So I mean, it's an egg in both hands, right? Like you got to pick your goods and your bads. But yes, Pocatello is an amazing place. I mean, there's some things I miss about home. I think back home we were very I don't know. There's a lot of family rituals back home that you don't see as much here. But what you gain here is just, especially with us having the university here, I think we get a good cauldron of different ethnicities and just a good wide open understanding of what the world truly could look like, where I didn't get that back home. There's a lot of separation back home. Whereas here, I feel like everything's intermingled. You can experience tons of different ethnics. You can experience just different ways of living. But the main thing for me, like I said, I love outdoors, is I can take my kids. We can go on a hike within 5 minutes in any direction that we go, right? We can be outside. We could be on our paddle boards doing something. And that's what the gains truly, truly are about this. And I mean, I know we'll get more into it, but just that community feel that you get from this type of community is unbeatable, in my opinion.
Yeah, when I was younger, I couldn't wait to get out of here and said I was never coming back. And then after doing quite a bit of traveling, ended up getting not even a bug to come back. But when I came back, I found, like everybody says, you just kind of get stuck here, but kind of stuck in a good way. So
I don't think that's unnatural for most people. Like even for myself. So going back to North Carolina, yeah, I moved away from the home city that I lived in when I went to college, but I instantly wanted to go back when I was done. Just there's something about knowing what you know about the city that you were raised in more so. But while I didn't experience that in Pocatello, I truly call it home now. And I don't know that if I if I left, I would probably still have that same desire to come back, because it's just been I fit in pretty well here, and I feel like it would be something that you would definitely notice if you left it.
Yeah, having a good sport group and
Yeah, I mean, we got so many things. Like, and I know we'll talk about this, but like we have several different service clubs in our area that you could be a part of. There's just so many things that you can either be a hermit and stay inside and not experience Pocatello, or you could really get out and find something. There's something for somebody, no matter what your likes are, that you can be a part of in this community. So you don't get that everywhere. And I feel like Pocatello is a gem when it comes to that. Like, you can just find something to do of your likings, where you don't have to be different, right? You could be who you want to be with the people that you want to be around.
Kind of moving on into that with service groups and things like that, kind of brought you in for many reasons, but one of them was that you're the president of the Civitans this year.
I am. It's been a fun ride. I mean, I think it's been a great thing, and I think everybody should do some kind of service, right? Civitan. Well, let's start at the beginning. So when I first moved to Pocatello, I worked for a credit union here in town, and when I started there, they're big advocates for joining a club, some sort of club within the community. They really wanted you to be part of that. Nicole Bush, she's a service member as well, or a Civitan member as well. And she just said, hey, you should come and check it out just to see, these are what we like about Civitan, or this is what Civitan is. So cool. I'll just go join it just because I have to check a box. But I truly grew the heart of Civitan. So Civitan, if you don't know, Civitan International is a club that dedicates a lot of their funding and volunteer hours to the research for neurological disabilities. So anywhere from someone with Alzheimer's, I think is how you're supposed to say it, but like anything, Parkinson's, anything neurological, that research, all the funds that we raise, all the money that we send back to International, that's what those funds go to. And Civitan has an actual research lab in Alabama that's part of that university there, that 100% of the time, that's what they're doing, is researching ways that we can find cures for these types of disorders, diseases, and finding ways to give these people a better life. Within that, we do a lot for locally in our community. We do a lot for people with disabilities, whether it be mental or not, but New Day. And I want to put a little tag here because I love this about New Day, but their slogan is "Don't diss my ability." So yes, these people might have a disability, but that doesn't mean that they're not able to do other things. And I love seeing people with disabilities, if that's what you want to call it, being able to shine. And again, coming back to Pocatello, you don't get that in every community. We have a great pathway for people with those disabilities to be able to come in, be a part of the community. And I'm glad Civitan just gives us, or at least what I see, we get to give a little bit of help to those people in our community. So to roll that all back into the story, yes, I joined it because I had to for work, but then I truly fell in love with what the servant heart of Civitan is. I won't tell you that I was as eager to become president. I think it was my third year in that, you become president-elect, then you become president. But people have to step up to the roles, even if you don't necessarily always want to do it. And it's been a good learning curve for me to see all of how Civitan works, how it benefits Bannock County in general, but also how it benefits International Club as well. So, if you're looking for a club, Civitan is a great club, because while we are just, a club that meets on Wednesdays, our big picture and our main focus is not necessarily to be a businessmen's club, is to be a service club. And we want to be a servant to those that need our service. Yeah.
That's kind of how I got pulled in.
Yep.
Amber was doing it for work, my wife, and she just said, hey, you want to come? I really like going here. And I was like, okay. So I showed up and kind of found a side of service that I haven't really exercised since I was a younger kid. So it was a lot of fun, and having good people to do it with is a lot more helpful.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, there's nothing wrong with other clubs, and I don't want to bash any other club, because like what I said earlier about Pocatello, you could find something that fits you for who you are, and you don't have to be a chameleon to fit in. But that was what drew me too. Is like, I don't want to come just to a Wednesday lunch and feel like I'm passing out business cards. Those are great in the arena that they're in. But I wanted to come and make a difference, whether it's for one person, for a community, or for international. I want to make a difference for somebody, specifically for those with disabilities that can't do it on their own. So it's a tug at your heart type of club, and I think if anybody's interested in wanting to feel good about themselves, they should join Civitan.
Yeah. I think it's one of those clubs that you might have joined because of work.
Yeah,
but you stayed.
Because of what it is.
Even if you don't work at the place anymore, You're just like, no, actually, this brought value to my life and
100%, man.
Gave me good things to do and good people to be around. And
yeah, even on the bad days of being president. So I don't want to sound negative about being president. President is something that someone has to step up to be every year. We have to have a new person come in, step in. It is a hard role, right? It's just something you got to dedicate to. I think I judge myself a little bit more than others would judge me, but it has taught me a lot, even more so than just serving as a volunteer. But when you become president, you see where everything goes. You see how it translates to the community, how your Civitan members feel about the club, and it's a good thing to learn. So not only am I here to want to increase our membership in the Bannock County, I'd love for the Civitan members that we have to step up and play that role of some kind of service within the club. So
not only that, but you're extremely busy. Like, even I noticed today you had a lot going on today, so I was like,
yeah, fun. So if you didn't join, if you're a Civitan member and you didn't come today, you truly missed out. So we had Michael he's our international president. He came in today, so he's on a trip just touring some different clubs. Idaho is known to have pretty large Civitan clubs. So us and Idaho Falls both have a pretty large club, and we like Civitans. So Idaho has those two large clubs, right? And we're known to be a big supporter of the international group. And it was such a privilege to have Michael join us today, kind of give us an update on what international is looking like. I really like the fact that he came and he said, no, I want to tell you about international. I want to tell you what's going on, but you tell me what you need. Like, he was just personable. It was good to see him, good to meet him. We did have quite a lot of people there today, which was nice to see everybody. But I'm throw it all out there. I'd love to see that crowd of Civitan members on a normal Wednesday as well. There's nothing wrong with supporting our international president, but yeah, we have a great club. We have a lot of hands in the pot helping us be volunteers, but it was super nice to see all of that today and be able to hear from Michael as our international president.
For sure. So speaking of tonight.
Yeah, tonight's our Revive at 5, right?
So what's Revive and
so Civitan?
Where's that?
And I don't really think we want. So Civitan doesn't. Yes, we want people to know that Revive at 5 is put on by Civitan, right? But it's not done in such a way that Civitan takes the shadow or foreshadow of being the lead here. Like, we have a lot of people that come in. We have bands that volunteer, or not volunteer, but we have bands that are lined up to play. We have a lot of food trucks that come in. It's more or less Civitan's way to give back to the community so that they can have a night of fun. You come out, drink responsibly, come enjoy some fun live music at Lookout Point, which is have you been out to Lookout Point? I love that place. I'm glad that they built that. What'd they do it about 2-3 years ago now? Has it been?
I think so.
So Lookout Point in downtown is just a great place to come out and enjoy our community. Like we talked about earlier, all types of people come out to this. You don't have to necessarily be quote unquote a drinker, but like, you can come out and have a good time, listen to music. There's tons of food trucks. We do serve beer. And that is how we raise. This is one of our biggest, I would say, event, but this one is every Wednesday night throughout the summer. So it's one of our biggest projects for Civitan as it pertains to what we do. So we raise quite a bit of money, excuse me, through this event, and most of that goes back to our international. We cut a check at the end of the year and say, hey, here, this is the money we raised to go towards this research that you guys are doing. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun. I didn't know for years that it was put on by Civitans, and I didn't know who Civitans were.
And I think that's done on purpose, right? I think we want everybody to understand we dedicate a lot of time. Deanne, Stephanie, I'm missing out names, but these two members are
There's
part
a
of
lot of them.
There's a lot that headed up, but those two specifically spend a ton of time making sure everything is ran correctly, making sure everything is what our community wants and needs. Are they going to meet every checklist that everybody wants? No, but we try to get it as nice and as inviting for everybody to come out to, and make it fun. Yes, there's some hot days, and just a side note, when you put this out there, just for people to understand, it's hot to everybody that's out there, including our volunteers, and sometimes that can be tough, right? But we're trying to do our best to get everybody what they want and keep everybody happy. But it's a lot of work. Like I said, those two and plenty others, but they put in many, many, many hours before the event, after the event, throughout the week. It's just a lot of time dedicated to that.
Yeah, I think some people don't really realize that everybody's volunteers.
Yeah. It's funny because it's ran in such a way that you wouldn't think. I mean, it's put on like it's an operation. I mean, they got a band
put together.
We've got food trucks there. Yeah, it's ran very, very well in such a way that people think that, like you said, it's ran by a company. It's not. It's ran by volunteers.
Yeah,
people that want to give back to our community. And I'm glad to be part of Civitan and be part of that. Right, that's the one big thing that we try to do for our community. But yeah. We're all volunteers, and it's rewarding on most days, but there's some hot days out there that we still have volunteers coming in, doing that work, being a Civitan, being part of the community, and providing to make our community feel like a better place.
Absolutely.
So if you haven't been, come to Lookout Point on Wednesdays during the summer at 5:00. We typically we always have a great band. And then we'll have about 4 food trucks, I think. There's typically what we have. So
yep.
a lot of fun.
Yep, and they expanded the area from the year before, so that it's a little bit easier on the crowds. And
yep, so the area, so Lookout Point, if you don't know, Lookout Point across, is that, I can't remember, I think that's, I forget what road that is between that and the library, but all of that area is closed off, so you can walk in and amongst the library, grass area, all of Lookout Point and the fountain area, and kind of cool down.
Yep.
The two things that we ask is that you can't bring your own alcohol to the events, and that we don't drink, smoke, or do anything of adult likes by the playground. Right. That's the two areas the two things that we really want you guys to not participate in. But outside of that, come have a good time.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we also have some other things that Civitans do.
Yep. So there's about 5 large events that we do. So we got Revive, right?
Okay.
We do an indoor golf tournament. An indoor golf tournament is we coordinate and work alongside several of the local bars and distilleries that we have in our area. And like last year, I think we had 21 participate, where they build their own putt, I guess you say putt hole. Mm-hmm. And people bar hop. You have to have a DD, right? You have to have someone that's not drinking, and you bar hop between 18 of those 21 holes and go out and have fun. A big time raffle. Right?
Everybody's dressed up too.
And
right?
we encourage teams to have a uniform or dress up to some kind of sort, a themed uniform. And we vote upon that, right? So when someone wins, just because they had the best uniform or best costumes.
So we have a lot of people donate raffle prizes and stuff.
Last year we had 90 some teams, and it's just, again, that's just one of those orchestrated events that you would think would be a production. But we've become very good volunteers within Civitan, and we run it really, really well. And again, not to be the bearer of bad news, we're not going to make everybody happy, but we try our best to make it the best time that day that you can have. So that's another big event that we do. The next one is we do an outdoor golf tournament. That actually is coming up on August 10th. So it'll be coming up in a couple weeks. It's on a Sunday typically, which again, that's August 10th this year. And we play out at Highland. We have a great time out there. Raffle prizes, 18-hole golf tournament. I mean, it's just fun. You go out there, have a good time, and then we eat at the Elks. So we do that one. Then we do some other smaller ones, like we have our backpack project. So we don't publicize this a lot, but we before the school year starts, we'll pack about 90 to 100 backpacks for kids that don't have, or families that don't have the ability to do that, don't have the ability to buy the school supplies. So we pack these backpacks, we go out and we take them to someone that is able to distribute them back out to the community. So it's a great, again, it goes back to that whole making my heart feel good, right? Mm-hmm. Another thing that we do is we volunteer at My Brother's Table. Have you ever heard of My Brother's Table before, Civitan?
I actually went to it for the first time just the other day.
Yeah. So if again, and you don't have to be a Civitan to do this. We just pick a day. I think we do one Sunday a quarter, if I'm not mistaken. But we go into it's Trinity Episcopal Church puts it on, and honestly, if I'm not mistaken, I think they do it every Sunday.
Yeah, and that's the one out in front of
It's on
Pocatello
Arthur
High School.
Yep, right there by Pocatello High School. Great church, great group of people that put this on, that orchestrate it.
Really nice people.
Amazing. And they got an awesome kitchen. You can go in there and cook. So us as Civitans, we do it once a quarter, and we'll go in there and we'll cook a meal, serve the homeless. And if you need something to make your heart feel good, go in there and hand a plate to someone that is in desperate need of it. Mm-hmm. Because you could probably hand them the greasiest cheeseburger or the sloppiest hot dog, whatever you wanted to give them, and they would be super appreciative. It's heartwarming. It makes you feel good. You're providing back to those that need it. It just goes back to the core of what our servant heart is. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing that we do. Let's think of some others. We
got Twisted Stitchers.
Twisted Stitchers. They do a lot. So if you like to sew or to knit, they do a ton of that, and they usually have a couple big projects that they'll make something and put it together and send it off. We donate coats during the winter. We call it winter wear drive. So we'll collect coats, gloves, hats, toboggans. So let me stop there. So this goes back to my North Carolina thing. So back home in North Carolina, a winter hat was called a toboggan. And it surprised my wife when I said that. She said, "What are you talking about? You have a sled?"
Yeah.
I'm like, no. It's
here.
a hat. It's what you wear in your head when you think it's going to snow. But no. So we collect all that for our winter wear drive, and we provide that to different community members that need it. It's just it's a great way to make yourself feel good. So we do a whole lot more. We do a couple service projects throughout the year internally. Like for example, a couple weekends ago, we went to New Day and painted some lines for them to brighten up their curbs, to brighten up some areas within their shop area so that they knew where their walkways were. Just small things like that.
Yeah, we've done some things with hiding Easter eggs and all types of fun stuff.
Civitan's just a great part of the community. It's something that I think we'll continue to build upon. It's been a great time being president. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said earlier, it's hard some days, right? It's just something that you got to add on. It's a volunteer time, right? But at the end of the day, it still gives you that reward of feeling like you've made a difference.
Yeah. So like with the backpack thing, we got school coming up here pretty soon. Do you know who they contact to donate? So this year, we've decided that we wanted to concentrate on high school and middle school kids that are in foster care. So we have a partner that I think they're out of, I know they're out of Blackfoot. I cannot remember the name of this, but they service Bannock and Bingham County. But we make these, they gave us a list of the supplies that they would need for this school year. And we spend, I think we got $5,000 in our budget this year, if I'm not mistaken. No, I can't remember. I think it was about that, but $5,000 in our budget to give back to these kids that need it. So calculators, a nice backpack, all the school supplies that they're going to need in between. It's not us we don't take pictures of these, right? Like we do this because we don't want to be necessarily recognized as giving this out. But there's nothing better than feeling like you've made a difference in someone's life that couldn't get that. Mm-hmm. Now they're not going to look like the kid that didn't have the stuff that they needed to go to school in. They're going to have that equipment. They're going to have the stuff that they need. They're getting good quality stuff too, right? So it's not like we're just going to send them in there with something that they're going to get picked on. We want them to feel just as normal as any other kid because they're in a bad situation. That doesn't mean that they need to be treated any differently. Yeah. So kind of like, one thing I found is like being part of Civitans. If you don't like doing everything, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You can kind of pick a niche that you're really interested in or that really brings you joy, and going and doing golfing may not be your joy. And
yeah, here's another one. So I forgot about this, and you just brought it up. So if your niche is to wear pajamas all day long, we have we sponsor a water table at the marathon, the Pocatello Marathon. So we get up and it's fun. We go out there dressed in our PJs early in the morning, cold sometimes. It's usually at the end of August. So we'll go out there that Saturday morning, freezing our butts off, drinking coffee or whatever you want to drink in the morning, and handing water and Gatorade or Powerade to people that feel like they should run 26 miles for some reason. So you have all the niches that you need to do within Civitan. And yes, we want you to volunteer as much as possible, but there's plenty to do.
Absolutely. So if somebody hears this and wants to help out, whether volunteering or attending, what do you think is the best way for them to start?
Well, first and foremost, we like to sponsor people that are joining, right? So if you have a friend that is a Civitan member, I'm hoping that Civitan member is going to let you know that they're a Civitan. Come with them. So we do lunch at the Elks every Wednesday at noon. Typically, we have a guest speaker once a month. We'll do a small service project once a month. But we just try to get together at noon, and your first lunch is free. So you come in, experience it. We'll get you signed up. If you don't know of somebody in Civitan, you could reach out to us. You can go onto our website, which is the Bannock Civitans, and you can go in there and kind of inquire about it, or you can reach out to us on Facebook via Facebook Messenger at the Bannock Civitan. But there's plenty of ways to get in touch with us. If you don't know somebody that is a Civitan, you can always give me a call. My number is 208-716-4893, and I'll walk you through the process. But we're definitely looking for members. We want to increase our membership. We have a pretty large club, but we need more people. We need more volunteers. We need to continue to make our community better through Civitan. So, yeah, it's a great club, man. I can't complain.
Another question. Is there opportunities for younger people, things like that?
But no, yeah, we'd love to have some younger people come into Civitan and join in, give us new ideas for volunteer opportunities. I think having a younger group come in is the blood supply to keeping Civitan something that our next generations and generations after that would be able to remember and be a part of. So we need those. We need younger people to come in, and we're finding ways or trying to find ways to entice those types of younger crowd to come in, because I guess I'll be the bearer of news again, but I feel like COVID changed everybody. COVID made it to where people didn't see that volunteer hour as something that we need to do anymore. But once you get back into it, once you remember what that feels like, dude, it's a great thing to be a part of. So I 100% encourage people that have never experienced that or don't quite see the value in it, just come see what it's about. Come get you a free lunch. Come see what we do for Civitan. Again, we meet at the Elks Lodge every Wednesday at noon. It's an hour-long lunch. We typically, like I said, have either a guest speaker, give you an idea what's going on through Civitan for the next week or two, and we go about our day. But at least you understand what our process is, what our vision is, and where we are at in the community. So come get a lunch.
Oh, yeah. So a couple more questions. Since you've become president, what's been the biggest surprise that you've had of Civitans in Pocatello?
Biggest surprise, I'll be the open book here. The biggest surprise is, and it's twofold. You see people volunteer quietly without having to get recognition for it, a whole lot more prevalent when you're either on the board or president. But I also see that we have a lot of members and a lot of community members that we could use help from. And not to be the bearer of bad news, but we need to be more prevalent with our volunteer and our service part of the club. So that's the thing you fight the most with is I didn't realize these people are doing this in the background without any recognition. And you're like, wow, we really need some more volunteers. So yeah, I would say that would be the biggest thing as a president that I've noticed. But dude, our club itself has the biggest heart. We are luckily and thankfully we're blessed to provide the way we do and get donations the way we get so that we can pass that along. That's a great thing to feel like, or great thing to see and great thing to be a part of.
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes from trust from the community, things like that, to give to that and trust that it's being used wisely.
So yeah, we started Bannock Civitan in 1978 is when it was chartered. And from then on, they had a really accelerated growth within that club as it grew. And we became, I think, don't hold me to it, but I'm almost positive at one time we were the biggest Civitan club in the nation. So Bannock Civitan was. So we have a really good footprint. And like you said, over time, that's built a really good foundation of trust, a really good foundation of, hey, they're probably going to use this correctly. So we've been blessed. We've been blessed to constantly have an abundance of funds that we can, if an emergency comes up, we give to this organization or whatever it may be, as long as it fits within our wheelhouse of what our vision is to support. We've constantly been able to do that. So it's been good.
For sure. So what do you think makes Pocatello the way that it is?
Dude,
like to where you have that sense of community?
I don't know. So I come from a community of 30,000 people, and everybody says Pocatello is small. But to me, Pocatello is humongous. I mean, we're above 60,000 now, and I feel like our footprint is small. Like the area that we all live in is small. So to me, I feel like, wow, yes, we have a population of twice as much of what I was used to when I was raised. But because our location is so tight, you get to know pretty much a lot of people, and they're your neighbor. They're not far from you. Mm-hmm. To me, that's what builds the community. Do we have our bad times? Do we have our, oh crap, that happened here? Heck yeah. But what community doesn't? Mm-hmm. If we have so many good things that occur here. We've got our food truck Wednesdays food truck Monday, that occurs. We got different things that people can go to. Just our farmers market. There's just so much to do in our community that you could find and have a good time doing. Like for Easter, I don't know if you went out, but they had that big Easter egg hunt downtown. Then they had, you could just little mom and pop shops came and had their little shop set up at the Elks Lodge where you could go just look around. It was just like those little things to me is what brings a community together and what sets Pocatello apart from just your standard pass-through community, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of it kind of starts with your family.
Yeah, you have to have those
strong
morals,
family
right?
roots and things like that, and you have respect for your family members and extended family members, but just kind of grows out from there when you learn the laurels or whatever you'd call it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it starts at home. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's where this community has been has become what it is today is because of what was taught at home. But even like myself, I'm an implant here. I didn't come with my entire family here and have that backbone to go back to within my community. But it was, and I am a people person, so I have an easy way to make myself fit into a crowd. But even if you're not, there's so many avenues and so many different things that you can get into here. Like you could feel family, quote unquote, without having to be a bloodline family member, right? So it's
absolutely.
So yes, you have to have those morals and you have to understand that it's going to look as good as you want it to look. But I promise you, if you look at Pocatello with an unbiased and non-negative eye, you're going to see a pretty good place to live and a pretty great place to raise your kids. Like I said before, I'm a super big outdoors person, and I don't know of many, nothing wrong with Idaho Falls. I love Idaho Falls, going up there, but I don't know of a community that's like Pocatello where if you want to be outside, but yet not have to travel far, you can go 5 minutes in any direction here. You could be on a trail. You can go 5 minutes in any direction here and not feel like you're in the middle of the hustle and bustle of the city.
Yep. Go skiing.
I mean, there's something everywhere sports. You go that you can feel like you're in nature as I don't know if you guys are religious, but like that God created. Like it's not as it's just not been interrupted. Like you can go out and just feel comfortable with the nature.
See the stars.
Without
just
all
the
life.
Light pollution.
Yeah.
And
actually, so I just saw this on giving one of my secrets, but like my ritual before I go to bed is I go watch TikToks and have fun listening to different reels. But I was watching a guy and he was talking about that actually there's parts of Idaho that we have the best dark sky at night to see clouds and the Milky Way without having to use binoculars or telescopes. You don't get that everywhere. And, it's just something we enjoy. So I love the fact that we're spread out here, right? Like I love the fact that Idaho is, the population is not as large as
it's pockets of people,
right? So I don't want to overpopulate what we have because that is why we are here. But for us that are here and for us that get to call Pocatello or any surrounding area home, just don't forget the luxuries that we have within it, man. It is amazing to be here.
Yep. We've got all the outdoors plus, the Grays and
yeah. So we're going to the Grays game on Friday. So Civitan is going to be a sponsor for the Grays game, a local amateur baseball team that plays here just about every week of the summer. But yeah, if you want to go have fun, have some amazing cheeseburgers or hot dogs, go out to the Grays game. It's cheap. Have fun, enjoy the best American sport there is, and watch some baseball and have fun doing it with your family.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, anybody you want to name drop?
Name drop. So, no, I mean, I'm name drop the entire community because I really, truly feel like we live in a great spot. But in order to make it great in your life, you have to be invested in it, right? And I think if you want to join a club, or I would love for it to be Civitan, but any club, if you want to join a club and find out what we can do for the community or just volunteer at different events, that's how you truly find out what Pocatello is about. And I think that's the way that as a community, we continue to shine and make what we call home the best place to be. So,
well, right on. Well, thank you, Brooks.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks for coming in.
It was good talking to you.
All right.